The cameras were rolling, the Senate chamber buzzing with anticipation. The hearing was supposed to be another routine political debate, but everyone knew when Senator John Kennedy took the floor, routine was never on the agenda. The air thickened with tension as he adjusted his glasses, shuffled a few handwritten notes, and looked across the room toward the witness table where none other than Hillary Clinton sat, smirking faintly, as if she already knew what was coming. The crowd leaned in. The press readied their pens. And in that silence before the storm, Kennedy began, his southern drawl slicing through the room like a comb before thunder. "Madam Secretary," he said evenly, "I have just a few questions. And I'd appreciate straight answers, not political poetry." Hillary laughed, a sharp, dismissive sound that echoed across the chamber. "Senator Kennedy," she said, her tone dripping with sarcasm, "I've been answering questions longer than you've been writing folksy one-liners. Let's not waste everyone's time." The crowd chuckled, and the cameras zoomed in on her confident smirk. It was supposed to be her moment, another clip to remind America of her wit and experience. But she didn't see the quiet fire building behind Kennedy's calm expression. He smiled politely. "Well, bless your heart," he said, his voice soft but loaded with meaning. "I reckon that's exactly what I was worried about, folks laughing when the truth's not funny." A murmur swept through the audience. Hillary's smile faltered just slightly, and Kennedy seized the moment. "Let's start with something simple," he continued, leaning forward. "You've served this country for decades. You've spoken about integrity, transparency, and trust. Yet here we are, years after scandals, emails, and broken promises, and folks back home still ask me, 'Senator, how come the rules never seem to apply to the powerful?'" Hillary's posture stiffened. "That's a cheap shot," she replied, her tone colder now. "I've been investigated and cleared multiple times. Maybe you should remind your constituents of that." Kennedy nodded slowly. "Oh, I do, ma'am. But they also remind me that being cleared ain't the same as being honest." The room went silent. Even the cameras seemed to freeze. Kennedy's words hung heavy in the air, his tone not angry, but deeply disappointed, like a man speaking for millions who'd grown tired of being laughed at by those in power. He continued, methodically, each question cutting through years of political spin. "You talk about unity, but your words divide. You speak of fairness, but your actions favor the few. Tell me, Madam Secretary, when does America get to laugh?" The weight of the question hit like a thunderclap. Hillary tried to interject, to steer the conversation back to familiar talking points, but Kennedy didn't allow it. He wasn't grandstanding, he was fighting for the dignity of people who felt unseen. "This isn't about politics," he said quietly. "Hi.